good to be here tonight with some awesome students. So, what I thought would be a great thing to feature for Holyoke High School North Campus is about 6 years ago, we did a redesign plan where it came up with the motto of a pathway for every student. And I think there was a lot of confusion as to what does that really mean? What kind of opportunities are going to be for students on your campus? And so I think tonight what we're going to do is kind of be able to show people exactly what kind of opportunities there are and what kind of things students are able to engage with on our campus. You're going to hear some things about our academies, which are community and global studies, performing and media arts, and engineering and life sciences. You'll hear some information about dual enrollment, as well as early college. So those are two kind of different things, even though it gives kids opportunities to college opportunities, they're different starting points, as well as our senior seminar capstone project, as well as our internships. So this will give you an idea of what high school redesign was all about and what it looks like as a student. So
Hello, my name's Imani Matos. I am a senior at Holyoke High. I am an intern at Holyoke Medical. I work in the emergency room. It is definitely a great opportunity as a student and a young person and somebody that is trying to get into the nursing program. I have been there. I started early November. Definitely very nerve-wracking as a student, but the support there is amazing. It's awesome. The nurses there are really awesome. They talk you through everything, and learning different equipments and supplies there definitely helped me get into nursing programs. Actually, I got accepted into two nursing programs so far, Elms College and University of Hartford. And writing that on my college resume definitely helped get accepted. And this has definitely been a great opportunity as a student and someone that is trying to be a midwife. I personally know the supervisor there, and she treats me amazing. The opportunities there are super. I am also in the dual enrollment. I do Westfield Promise, and on campus, we go on campus to Westfield. The teachers there, the professors there are really great. They're amazing. They talk you through everything, and they not only treat you as a college student, but they also understand that you are in high school, so they take things very slow with you. They're very understanding. And you also get college credits. So I believe by the end of this second semester, I will have credits. Great for college. And definitely, this internship has helped me so much with getting into college, and having these college courses have definitely helped me get the credits I need and get into the next step that I'm looking for. Thank you.
You.
Hi, my name is Cam, and I'm a senior at Holyoke High in the Performing and Media Arts Academy. I transferred to the school in sophomore year during the pandemic, so that was a little difficult. But the being in the PMA Academy and like working with all the people that are there really helped me like find my place in high school. And with the help of teachers like Miss Brunel, who's the head of the theater company at Koyokai, I was able to explore new things and discover all different types of art forms that I now love. And yeah, among the many types of art that I practice and enjoy, fashion has always been a particularly special passion for me. So I wanted to use my senior capstone project to focus on that field, and so I'm designing and creating my own mini collection because I want to be a fashion designer, and so this project is like a very essential part in my journey to getting where I want to be. And I've casted models, students at the school of all different grades and all different shapes, sizes, and everything to model the outfits. And I'm gonna be doing like a digital fashion show with a video, and at the end of the year it'll be ready. And by doing that, the video show, I felt like I could combine my sewing and designing skills with the skills I learned in like the theater and media classes that I've taken at Holyoke High. And the piece that I brought just to show what I've been working on, it's a brown satin two-piece with white tulle, and yeah, it's gonna be worn in the show. That's it.
Beautiful.
Hi, my name is Lakeisha Cubero, and right now I'm a senior. Um, so I started with the early college experience when I was a sophomore. My second semester, which was my first early college class, was criminal justice. And after that, I chose to take classes about humans, like how we interpret life or how we see the world, because I'm interested in changing the world. My first language is not English. So when I first got here, it was like very hard for me to see all these people doing the things I couldn't do because of language barrier. And I feel like early college and all the things I've learned there and all the people I've met, like Maria Liz and Jules, which are some of the coordinators of the early college program, they have helped me a lot get around all this high school experience and all the issues, trauma that you can, of course, with the pandemic and everything that has happened here. Um, I feel like early college, like I said, have a lot of opportunities, and it has shown me how my future in college will be and how everything is gonna be alright, even though things are hard. And
Hi, my name is Cruz. I come up from the Holyoke High North campus. This is my junior year in high school. I just came here to talk a little bit about the dual enrollment program, early college, and I also take AP classes up at the school. Um, First, I wanted to say that I started the early college program off my sophomore year. It was very hard for me because at first I wasn't a student who wanted to go to college. I just saw myself working a regular job after school, no plans ahead. But I have a brother named Johan Cruz who pushed me a lot. Yeah, that's my brother. Um, um, he goes now to Dartmouth up in North New Hampshire, so that's definitely a big inspiration for me. It was challenging just seeing how my future could be different now that I'm in such a strong and helpful program. It has helped me a lot with like wanting to know what I want to do, where I want to be outside of high school, and it's definitely brought a lot of attention on, the profession that I want. The support and everything that comes with the program is amazing. It's definitely given me a lot of guidance, like Jules, Marielis, the team up at HHS. Um, about the AP classes is definitely more of a struggle now that it's more work piled up on top of another, but it definitely gives you more time to learn how to use time management. Working two jobs, helping out my mom. It's just me, my mom, my sister at home. So it's definitely a struggle to make time for everything, but I somehow managed to do it with the help of McKenna and Mr. Cotto. I wouldn't be where I am today. Definitely helped me out with internships up at the high school that give students more of a place where they can learn how to work with other kids much smaller age, whether it's outside of school, during the school, and it also gives us, the student, a chance to pocket some money throughout the school year without having to, actually do anything. Mr. Cotto's a great mentor. Um, but yeah, thank you for listening.
So I just want to say that all of them said they really weren't, they were super nervous and really weren't sure what they were going to say. And they were like amazing, which just speaks to how awesome they are. I do also want to give a shout out to Mike Cotto, who was in the back there. He is our high school design lead. And with the pandemic, some of our redesign work took a bit of a dip, and we really needed someone to take control of that and get it back to where it needs to be, and he's doing a fantastic job with it. So thank you. I don't know if anyone has any questions for any of the students, but thank you for listening.
I'm looking up at the Zoom right now. I don't see hands raised there. Anybody have any questions or comments here? Okay. Ms. Wilson?
Yeah. So I've only heard from one. Ms. Matos mentioned that you were thinking of becoming a midwife, and so I'm just wondering. You know, I'm just going to plug Elms because I went to Elms, so I just want to plug that. It's a wonderful school. It's close and far. What's what you make it. So how are you going to go about making your decision?
It's definitely a hard decision because I am someone that wants to be a little farther away from Holyoke.
Yeah.
But I also want to join a broad program because I definitely want to experience the world a little bit more. I was definitely interested in also being a travel nurse, but you know, still making that decision as well. But I definitely know that I want to be in the healthcare. So
Wonderful.
definitely want to do that. I'm a little bit indecisive with what I want specifically, but I know my passion is definitely working with people. I love working with people and helping women, children, anyone, to be honest. And honestly, it's definitely a hard decision. I'm still waiting to hear from a little bit more colleges just to make that final decision. But whatever works for me money-wise, what I feel like will work for me in the long run, definitely what I'm looking for.
You're a hard worker for sure. So I see great success in your future.
Thank you.
And then anyone else have any plans that you're thinking of for post-secondary? Cool. Travel the world, right?
Oh, geez.
It's great. Fashion. Wonderful. Great. Great to hear, everyone.
Mr. Wellhan.
My cousin's been a flight attendant for 35 years, so she's still doing it. So that's a good career. The fashion designer, get up here. So you want to go to school for that? Is that you want to major in that?
Yes.
Okay, so you got to be prepared. You're gonna have your peers and your professors are gonna be critiquing your stuff, right? You're gonna, I like this, I don't like this, I like this. So I want you to be prepared for that. So so they're not trying to, when they critique it, they're not gonna say they don't like it. They're gonna offer improvements and maybe another way to do it. It's not necessarily isn't wrong, but it could be done something else. So I don't want you to get yourself down when that happens, because I know people that have followed that path and that constant rejection kind of wears on them. So I don't want you to. So that might happen where they're critiquing your stuff. They're not doing it to be mean or anything. They're trying to do it just to help you and to achieve greater success. But I think you'll be great anyways. Okay.
Mayor Garcia.
I was just going to add some comments here because I like listening to the College Ready program and what it's doing. Just it breaks my heart even more to hear about the shutting down of the Northfield Mount Herman program, which I was a student of. You did your freshman, the Upward Bound program.
Can you guys ask them to talk into the mic?
Say all of that again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank
The Upward Bound program, I did it my freshman and sophomore year before it got shut down. It was a very good experience. It helped my brother and I get a perspective on how college would be. His junior year, he reclassed from Holyoke High and went and decided to go to Northfield Mount Herman. Did his senior year there and graduated COVID year, which sadly he didn't have a graduation, but it definitely gave him a push to the Ivy League that he's at now.
That's my point, because you know you had no vision in going to college. You had said earlier it wasn't my plan to go to college either when I was in high school. But Northfield, the Upward Bound program,
pushes you a lot.
helped understand and engage even college applications, figuring out student aid and all that. Um, but to know that you guys are kind of having that experience sort of by this college ready program, taking credits and whatnot, it's great. The pathway program also, the fact that you are a high school student, work. Shout out to the Holyoke Medical Center.
Yes.
That's partnering with a school district to do that. We have to do more of that. Like the school district partnering with our local institutions, organizations, and businesses so that it gives kids those hands-on experience to understand, kind of that career readiness, preparing you mentally and what your future is going to be in your next steps. You really kind of really don't know. You're figuring it out as you go. But it's those kinds of experiences that offer our inner city youth the proper intervention they need to grow and overcome the challenges that might be going on in our community, because we're different here in the city of Holyoke comparatively to surrounding communities, specifically in those in much more affluent cities. Um, and for our kids to have that kind of access and opportunities that they would have never thought or imagined, because not all of us live next door to directors and doctors and lawyers. Um, I think in turn you'll see a big difference as what we're seeing in front of us. There is a local business coming downtown the city of Holyoke called Paper City Fabrics. Uh, he's going to be doing sewing classes in the back of the store, and um, I hope that I can see you there engaged with that. But good job. We're very proud of you. Holyoke's proud of you, and we're a resource too. So if there's anything we can do to continue to support your efforts, always feel free to reach out.
I have to speak into the mic. I have Miss Tensley Williams and then Mr. Collmore.
Young lady, the medical student, what is your name again?
My name's Imani. Imani.
Imani. Did you say you work in the emergency room? Wow. And are you getting time pay?
Yes.
Excellent. And my word to every one of you is tenacity. Never, ever give up the ship. Don't give up, and you are winners. Okay? And we're very proud of you. Welcome, sweetheart.
Thank you, Mr. Collmore.
To all the students that are thinking about traveling, it's very important to always remember you came from Holyoke High School in the city of Holyoke, and you ought to look up and read more about the history of Holyoke, because it's fascinating about building in the canal systems, building the history of the city, the Skinner Mills, the paper mills that were here in the early 30s and the early 20s, that immigrants came from all over the world to Holyoke to learn how to make paper. The biggest silk mills in the world were right here in Holyoke, the Skinner silk mills and things like that. These are things you just glance through the history of Holyoke book and read a little bit about it, so that when you're traveling, you can say, hey, come visit the city of Holyoke, and you'll learn a lot about the history of the world.
Thank you, Mr. Collmore. Mr. Soto.
I just wanted to praise every single one of you. You guys did an amazing job today. When we put together the profile of a student in Holyoke, you guys embody every single aspect of that. One thing I've heard from every single one of you was, yes, it was hard, it was challenging, and that's part of our role as a school community, is to challenge you, because life comes with a lot of challenges. But I can already see that every single one of you are going to be leaving Holyoke High ready to face on life's challenges. So congratulations, you guys are amazing, and I wish you well in everything that you do.
Thank you, Mr. Soto. Ms. Rivera Colon.
Thank you. One of the things that I want to say first is thank you to all the people who make this possible, because this is a really incredible undertaking. So thank you to everybody who contributes to that. I also want to say that I want to highlight the fact that there are the challenges, but you could hear from many of the different students that there's also about mentorship, right? So creating these opportunities that allow for students to have access to mentors who really push them and really challenge them so that they can actually rise above any standards which are personal and really help them get to the next step. So thank you and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Rivera Colon. Anyone else? Mr. Romero.
I have a question for the principal. Are these all the students in the program, or are there more that couldn't make it?
Or we just tried to get
Good.
we got a representation of students, and we had some cancellations, but these are the ones who showed up, and I think they were able to give a really good representation of what it's like to be in the programs, what's offered, and the challenges that they face and how they overcome them. So there's lots of other students. These are just some of the representatives.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Romero. So for me, sitting here and hearing of some of the challenges and barriers, just as Ms. Rivera Colon said, those are the impacts in your life, right? Where you decide whether you're going to let that barrier stop you or you're going to climb over that barrier and you're going to make something great with it. I always say the challenges that I've gone through in my life are what got me to where I am today. And that's exactly those same challenges and barriers that have come in your life is what's going to get you to where you're going to be in the future. As for me, healthcare, I'm there. So I love to hear when people want to get into healthcare, right? It's a profession where we're giving back. It's giving back to your community. I will say it's very challenging working in healthcare. You got to learn about yourself. You got to love yourself to be able to care for those that you're going to be caring for, because at the same time you're being advocates. Same goes with any profession that you do. The profession that Nakisha, criminal justice, but now you want to change the world. You want to bring change to the world. I love that, right? You said you wanted to learn more about how people interpret life. So are you looking more towards the mental health, social service type field? What type of field? Or are you looking at criminal justice and changing the injustices that are in that?
I think I'll say the mental. I think that with COVID, so I said mental health. I think that with COVID, the mental health community has has increased. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people now think more about the mental health of their kids, their students, their parents. Right now, that is coming really strong to the word, and before it didn't. It didn't. A lot of parents didn't think of how hard high school or these challenges that and me are facing affect us mentally or emotionally, and today they do because of COVID and all the problems and issues that's caused in our community.
That you are correct. Mental health was on the rise, especially in adolescence for years. But it wasn't something that was really viewed or looked at, right? Because mental health is not looked at as a disease. It's looked at as a choice. Like a person chooses to be depressed and they can just snap out of it. And those of us that work in the mental health field, I've worked in it for 25 years, it's about getting people to see that mental health is not a choice. It's the disease of the brain. And if the brain is the computer of your body and there's a disconnect there, obviously there's something more going on that we need to take care of. And COVID did bring light to it because so many people went into a depression, the anxiety, You know, so many things were happening in this world. So what did COVID do? It brought to light the seriousness of mental health, and hopefully we're going to continue moving in the direction of getting people such as yourself to really want to get into the field to help individuals that are suffering from it. So thank you so much for bringing that. As for Camelia, okay. You know, something that you said just brings me back, you know, things that our kids do to help out the family, right? Working 2 jobs, helping your mom, helping your sister, and still doing what you got to do for your education. I look up to you. I give you props.
Thank you.
That's something that I couldn't do. I took the easy way out growing up, but I give you all the props. You're an inspiration to many, and I hope and sincerely hope that you continue in that path, because you're going to do a lot in life. Thank you so much. And it's either Cam or Pam. I was like, what? Cam? C. I put K. I was close. There was K. With your fashion, are you working with that killing monsters? What was it?
Oh, She Kills Monsters?
She Kills Monsters. I'm like, killing monsters, killing other monsters. Are you part of that production?
So for that one, I've been more focusing on my own, like, my fashion show, because I have a lot to get done, so I couldn't be in that. But I do help every once in a while, because I'm, like, very involved in the theater company, and I was Charlie in the Chocolate Factory at HHS. Yeah. So
now
yeah.
they remember.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, definitely very involved with the play and the theater stuff for the past couple of years. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have time with college applications and all the stuff. Be in that one.
So when it comes to college, so I have my niece. She moved from Miami into New York, and she went to the New York, I guess, Institute of Fashion.
Fashion Institute.
Fashion
Technology.
Institute.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're striving for as well?
Yeah, I'm still a little like conflicted on where I want to go, because there's lots of different really nice schools. I'm applying to like a ton of different ones, but I just don't know how far away I want to go from home. So yeah, still like exciting. But FIT with Fashion Institute is definitely a really good school that I would like to get into.
Excellent. Congratulations. And again, thank you to all of you. And we do have to as well acknowledge and thank the families, their parents. It could be cousins, neighbors, friends, everybody that's involved in these students' lives that make them continue going to where they're going. That's it for me. I sounded long-winded, right? Anyways, Mr. Wellhan, and then that's it.
Real quick, thank you. Just make sure we get the link for your fashion show. Okay, yeah. So have the link sent to Mr. Soto, and then he'll forward us. Thank you.
Thank you again for coming. Thank you, Miss McKenna. Thank you to, I'm sorry, I did not get to write his name. Cado. Thank you so much for all that you're doing to help our students. They did recognize you, Marielis, so there were a few that they did recognize, and we want to thank the staff. Thank you.
Thank you.